Hey guys, after the last test run we found a lot of issues, a lot of things came loose. The hood was bouncing up and down, so we added those. Something else which fell off was the headlight, the plastic. It only had these two holes here with normal zip ties, now it has 4. And we tested it the second day and it held. The gearbox, you can see there's missing a piece, it's over here. And if you see from the bottom, there's missing a big chunk. So then we bought this little lawnmower for cheap, and I already welded the differential and installed it. There are some things I need to modify, like the pulley setup. I don't know if you can see it, there's one here, and this one is way taller, so I need to get this lower. Something else which broke is this. This was just cut a little bit and then bend it. So now I'm welding it properly and also putting a bar here. And there is this one also cracked. So I'm re-welding this and also welding this. Currently working on reinforcing this and making it stronger. But my brake setup here is there's a normal disc brake, and I have a different setup which I will show you. The setup I used to have is just having a disc brake, having the original plate and having it like this, while the new one has a smaller diameter, so I have to redo this. So another thing which happened is that our exhaust system, you can see one is here and one is here. This one came loose and fell off, so that needs to be welded so it doesn't come off. And yeah, we also lost one of those 3D printed tabs. This is my front pulley for the engine, and I touched the clutch, but after driving it for 4 or 5 hours, you can already hear it, more than see it, but it's rattling. And so I might need to find a different setup. If you have any suggestions, then let me know. Something I will add in the future is having a proper footrest on both sides to help me stay on the lawnmower, since it can go quite quick. I drove over 70 kilometers an hour with it. And yeah, my seat is okay, but I need to find something better. I can show you. This is the seat. I modified it a little bit. It's not the most pretty, and it holds me okay, but I might need to change it to like a go-kart seat or something similar. And yeah, but the main focus is to get it up and running again. Gearbox, brake, pulley system, strengthen the fender and body a little bit so it doesn't fall apart. And then of course mounting the exhaust, because the next race I effectively have 3 weeks to work on it to get it ready, because I'm gonna travel for a while. This is my setup and what I will be doing. Looking forward to show you more. So guys, this is what I've done. I welded all the parts which were either completely off, cut off, or which were about to be. As you can see, I welded here and these brackets and reinforced this one. Even this one was completely broken. Mostly I welded it from the bottom, as you can see here. So I added this bar here to just reinforce this one together with the seating brackets, and to actually give it some strength I added these 2 pieces to add some triangles in it, the same over here, to reinforce it, and now it's proper stable. If I try to push it down, the entire lawnmower moves. So next will be the gearbox and the brake assembly. And to get the wheels further out, I will put some spacers, and I like added here, drill a hole so I can thread a bolt in so the wheels get out by 4 or 5 centimeters to get a little bit wider track. If you want to know more about it, then check the description. So after I finished welding yesterday, I just made a quick mock looks and with the wheels. I painted it gold just to have a different color. I didn't have the copper as in the front, so maybe I'll leave it, maybe I change it. But this is how it looks now. And I only put one wheel on it since I still need to modify the spaces and the brakes, which I will do now. So this is a brake disc I made, and the next step is to assemble it on the lawnmower. Previously I had it mounted on a bracket right here. However, I think I will just change it so I reuse the holes from the original brake of the Gearbox, and for that I need to take it out. This is the original brake placement, but I will see if I can add the other caliper here instead of on the frame. But before that, I want to check if I can lower the pulley. There is space. There's a C-clip I might need to remove, but I will see. The shaft is quite rusty, so I will give it a go and then we see what we'll do. Otherwise I will lower the entire gearbox. I might still need to do that by a little bit. Now that I got the pulley off, there's this C-clip, now you can see it better, which I will remove, and then hopefully I can slide the pulley all the way down. Just to illustrate, this is the original size pulley which used to be on a lawnmower, and since I put a much smaller, the gearing changes, which makes it go much quicker. And the same in the front. In the front used to be a small pulley, now there's a bigger one. As you can see, I removed some of the rust, and now it fits, and it's like a finger lower, so it might actually fit. I will need to test fit it, but before I do, I will figure out the brakes. As you can see, I made a little mock-up with a brake caliper, and I just zip tied it together so it would stick to this. And you can see the beam here, and I don't know if you can see them, but there's a hole here and a hole here. So I will try to make a plate which covers those holes. This is how it should look like if I take this off. You can see the plate is mounted. I made those holes a little bit longer so I can move the plate like this to adjust it a little bit. And the next part is figuring out where those two holes will be on this plate. I just realized that this won't work, since on those brackets will be the frame mounted. So there will be a plate roughly here, and as you can see, we won't be able to fit it. And even if we did, I would like this one to be free to be able to adjust the brakes. So I will figure it out and show you what I come up with. This is what I came up with. As you can see, the brake caliper is here, and I added a plate. From the top, looks like this. And when I spin this pulley, it turns freely. And down here is the brake mechanism, which also stops the brake. And now I'm gonna install it. Now everything is installed. I had to put some spaces here in between the gearbox and the frame on both sides to align the pulleys. Now they're pretty much perfectly aligned. Here you can see the brakes. If this caliper would be up here, it would be impossible to adjust it with this knob. Before the caliper was here, and this is also much more sturdy, I might add another shield against dirt and debris to protect it a little bit. But as you can see, if we pull this one, it breaks and it can rotate freely. This is it for now. We got quite some stuff done. We worked on the gearbox and brakes and got it fitting. Next up will be the belt, getting that tightened up and working proper, at putting the wheels back on, exhaust and some other knickknacks. And yeah, so if you're at all interested in lawnmower racing and you live in Denmark, then you should head on down in the description where there is a group. It's a Facebook group with the lawnmower racing community in Denmark, where we not only show race dates and rule sets for those, but also have like a great community when you have questions how to build stuff or how to do things. There's always someone who can help and you can get some feedback, because I'm quite new to this, to be honest. I only started like last year, but there's other people who've done that for nearly a decade, so they know their stuff. And yes, if you are interested, you don't need to start out with building a fully set up lawnmower. You can just take like one, for example, like we're here, change the pulleys from the front and back, do some small things, and it easily goes 40-50 kilometers an hour, which is already nearly ideal, since we drive on small tracks with a lot of turns. So most likely I will also detune mine, because usually you don't hit speeds above 60 kilometers an hour. That's quite rare. But that's it for now. I will keep you updated. I might be able to upload some stuff, maybe a story on how I got here while I'm traveling. No promises though. I will also be busy. And see you next time. Thanks for watching.